Yeah, it's just get right into her. It's Friday night. It's later than normal. I juiced up on caffeine, but that caffeine was like 2 hours ago. Like 2 hours ago. And that doesn't. Yeah, Roomba. I mean, okay, to be fair, it's not Roomba time yet. Roomba time will be in 2 hours. So when I said it's Roomba time, that was a lie. It's almost Roomba time. Gotta get my stopgap before tracking out. Just a reminder, as long as Try drops at early enough on Wednesday for me to stream it, I will be streaming exclusively Try on Wednesday. It's fudge. No, it's not fraud. I didn't fraud you because I didn't take your money. I lied to you. I deceived you by saying it was Roomba time, because it's not quite Roomba time. So if you want to get me for misinformation, that's true. But I didn't fraud you because I didn't steal anything. So big difference. Make sure you know, if you're gonna accuse me, at least accuse me of the right things. Oh, that was a good read too. Report for terrorism, yeah. Sorry, Rumia will be here. However, for U11, it's probably gonna be at like, 3 o'clock in the morning. But you stay up till 5 o'clock anyway. What I hate your streaming schedule. Listen, it's not my fault that you live in Europe. Okay, and yes, on a Friday I stream later than usual. I don't usually have the opportunity to stream earlier. And it's literally the one day of the week where I can stay up late and I'm not doing something late. Because on Saturday I'm like hanging out with my friends late. Come live in your attic. I'm not gonna come live in Germany. I'm sorry to break it to you, but of all the places if I went somewhere else, of all the places I'd go, Germany is not top of that list. It's not. I wouldn't even say it's high on that list. And like I am, I have German heritage. My heritage is mostly German and Finnish. But base though, the Blue Archive from Steam. I don't know what's based about Germany. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I have my question marks. They're not the worst. I'm not gonna. Okay, it could be the French. Oh, it's a hard word. It could be the French. It could be like the French. Ugh. Your big troubles you prefer not to speak. Yeah, my point. Listen, at the very least, like, Germany has competition with, like, the UK and, like, France. Right? So it's like, I can't, like, conclusively say that they're the worst of Europe. Or at least the bigger parts of Europe. I know Eastern Europe exists, but, like, there's a notable difference between Eastern and Western. You enjoy the lovely 35 Celsius tomorrow? I got that here. What are you talking about? Dude, I woke up today and it's negative 20 Celsius. If you convert it to Celsius, you know, negative like 5 Fahrenheit. Like Fahrenheit normally. But like it's that cold here. Like get the wind chill. Like under the wind chill, it's hitting like negative 30 Celsius. Like it's a rough day. Fortunately, today's the coldest it's supposed to get. Though it's not like it's supposed to be warm tomorrow. Woo, it's supposed to be like high of like 6 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow. Woo, so warm. Like something that's not negative though. Why will turn to ice? Not if you, not a normal cup of water, but if you throw like boiling water, do that experiment thing, then it like freezes. Wait, what am I waiting for? I'm waiting. I don't know anything about it being banned globally. I know that Germany is one of the reasons that brown dust, whatever. I've never heard of brown dust before all the drama happened, but that they were forced to censor, and then that got taken back. Although it's still specifically censored in Germany and like a couple other places. Yeah, Germany is very strict generally with some of that censorship rules. Just bans everything fun. I wouldn't call Blue Archive fun, but yes, they do. It's weird because on one hand, I am perfectly fine with anything destroying gachas because I despise gachas. On the other hand, all the hate towards Blue Archive specifically is baffling. And I like watching anything else suffer because of it. Don't worry, they're the problems. Ignore the Limbus Company fans. Dyslexia typing. Listen, the words are hard, okay? Now, when you're typing, you have an advantage, so you have like a bit of a... Like you have less leeway with bad typing because it's easier to type something and be like, oops, I typed that poorly, and then you go back. Right? If you speak and you misspeak, you can't edit misspeak. Right? But like even with typing, words are hard. I love how low she is. Anybody else? I don't know the exact line. It's not quite halfway down, but like it feels close. I don't know the exact. I think it's like something like here-ish. Like it's somewhere around the 2/3 mark, but I can't point exactly to where the line is. But it's low and it's a problem, specifically with these nons. Oop, oop, oop! This is bad positioning. That is what we call suboptimal. Oh, what a gap. Call me the gap master. Call me Yukari, the way I'll be making these gaps. I appreciate if you came over here, Sanyo. Yeah, that was poor. Yesterday topic. I'm not in the mood for it. Like, that's the thing. You move on to a different topic, like, you gotta get it. Like it's just... It's one of those things I just can't really, like, force right now. I'd rather talk about how much I hate some European countries or something. What's a random European country that, like, never has drama, at least as far as I know? Just what you had to. Fuck Portugal, dude. Holy shit. We all my homies hate Portugal. Because you gotta pick something that, like, nobody, like doesn't really have, like... Because, like, I can't sit there and, like, say, you fuck the UK, because everyone does it already, right? That's not, like, interesting. But, like, you gotta pick something, like, I never hear anything about, like, people hate Portugal. You hate why all 3 people don't know much less than 30 chapters. Yeah. That's always a mechanic that I dislike. I mean, I understand why it exists in games like that, but it's always a mechanic I just... Especially in FMW, because you just feel like you're just constantly, like, cycling in and out characters. Don't worry, once you get to chapter 40, like, the party becomes nearly permanent. Once you get to chapter 40 code. Ready to use Moco, oh boy. I mean, you can definitely, like, use a lot of these characters. There's a number of characters I've used that have dipped in and out. Although I've largely kept with a lot of consistent characters on the Marissa route, but... Like, the good thing about something like FMW as well is the fact that, like, everything's kind of... Like, you can make anything usable. Thanks to a country they represent. Marissa, Romania. Clown Piece, America. I mean, that's pretty, like, that's kind of a cheap answer in my opinion. I could start signing some more, but then you risk making some people upset with some things. Rumia is Poland, right? Because isn't there like a town or something named Rumia in Poland? I know one of those European countries has that. I think it's Poland, but I don't know for a fact. Oh, Batman. I just wouldn't try to be Ringo for NA. Fair. To be honest, though, I feel like there's a lot of characters you could pick for like a number of countries with decent correlation. Pick Yuko. You know what's great, though, guys? As bad as it is that it's freezing, and that it's been absolutely brutally cold, it is the weekend, though. Now, bad news is, I've not gotten great sleep the last few days, so I did chug some caffeine. My caffeine is like 100, I think it's like 160 or 180 milligrams. Hopefully that... Don't kill this guy. Remember the rules. So hopefully that'll last me for the night, but... Monday in 2 days. Psych. Joke's on you. For me, it's 3 days. Because for me, it's still Friday, not Saturday. Like you. Can't loser. That means after it gets done streaming tonight, I get to just go straight to bed, pass out, and not have to worry about waking up to an alarm or anything. Not that I've actually woken up to my alarm the past few days, I've just woke up early. It's been the brutal combination of, like, I've gone to bed, like, a little bit late, and then I also just, like, have woken up early for no good reason. Very unpleasant. But again, we're at the weekend. So it's only uphill from here. Ooh, that was a really weirdish set of lines. Section's difficult, turns out. Who would have thunk? No, my morning alarm is not Doki Doki Waku Waku. I could set that. I just have a I just use a basic alarm clock to go beep, 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 and it speeds up if you don't press this button fast enough. You know, I can use the alarm clock on my phone, but I don't actually like use that. Thank you, Arson the Graves. Yeah, the Graves, the grave. Yeah, but there's an important rule of thumb, which is never put anything you like as an alarm. Oh. Just a good way to make you hate it. No, the way to get me to rise up from the grave is, you know, it's the old meme, but it's the dude laying in the coffin, but he's getting up to look out. It's got the caption, "Thank you for coming, Miku. He was a big fan." Someone show up with that. That's their name, Michael. Me when I can't wait to play Labby Try with my new swimsuit costumes. Fuck, they're gonna turn that. He's gonna turn that shit into Lost Word, isn't he? Yes, turn on the booba size to get the fan service outfits out here. Gotta get those sales numbers. Oh, my R button's not working again. And knowing 3 though would not put it past them to put some horniness. I mean, we already saw how Sinai looked in Labby 2. Ooh-wee. Give me that big money, that totally matters. They practice. Hey, let's go. This is one with the original character art for Lavi 1. I mean, is that surprising? Like, it's kind of a meme, but like, I think that's kind of why it makes sense. I can't press R, right? I think that's why it makes sense, right? Like, pretty basic and pretty toned down art. Even if it is like, you know, old art too, but you know, especially if you're trying to make a game like that, you don't really have the budget to like pay people for stuff like that. You know, you go through, you make what you can. Ooh, you're not supposed to kill the second dude. Dune, what was your thought with this section as well? Oh, what is wrong with me? Oh, shoddy. I'm just suffocating some balls. Right, R button's not working. Again, I'll iterate it now, and you know, I'll mention it again next week. I'm sure I'll mention it over the next few days as well. But I would appreciate day one of try not having to immediately try to run through what the meta is. Slight bright beam on all the balls for the awesome things. That was a really bad last line, but guess what? There's a timeout. Suffocation. I'm usually fine with people like giving advice and stuff, but you know, there's limits. I feel like try very well might I feel like some people very well might push those limits, especially with how things are. I'm really interested to see how the in-game information, because like I like having the information in the Lavi games, right? And supposedly, you know, with them putting it, or with 3Peso, putting in, you know, a lot of the information stuff in there, I'm really interested to see how that's gonna feel playing the game. Okay. Because especially because not going to be able to look up the specific information I'm going to want. So, but theoretically, the game has a lot of that, so I'm going to be really interested to see how that translates well. Oop, bad line. I wish my R button would start working again. Gotta always remember that right curve. It makes gaps that look like they're not going to be open. I think that's one of the hardest parts on this attack, honestly, is remembering the right curve. And using it to help predict what is going to be open. This attack takes 5 years. Might as well be timing it out at this rate. It's slowly growing on me, though. It's hard to deal damage at times because you want to play so versatile with your movement, but get your head and see how it goes. What do you mean by that? Can I get a interpretation of exactly what that means? Bad line book. I just can't wait to see when Aya's gonna join my party and try, and there's gonna be people trying to already tell, dude, Aya's like so broken with like this, and this, and you wanna prioritize leveling this. Make sure you this build this path is insane. Like I can't reach that myself. There's a part that's really nice of the fact that Lost Branch isn't as popular as it is. Because that is absolutely the game that if otherwise, there would be like you just have 5 billion people trying to tell you how you should play the game. Okay. Like, you ever see people play like Slay the Spire or something, or like Balatro, or like games like that? Holy shit! You get like you get like an actual chat size. People are insane with it. I mean, Atlantic Touhou players are guilty of it to a fair degree, I'll say that, but like, it's a whole different degree with some games, like, especially some roguelikes. But even outside of that, like, Atlantic Touhou players nowhere near the worst I've seen, just to say something. Bro, you go something like Slay the Spire, you'll have people in comments like telling you afterwards, like whether it's a live chat or like post on like, you know, afterwards like a YouTube or something. You'll have people going through every single decision, say what you should have done. Alright, you should have done this actually, this is the optimal way to do this. Bro, I can't believe you didn't take this. Bro, the fact that you didn't take this card actually fills me with rage. It physically hurt me is one of my favorites. The fact that you did this and, like, didn't do this physically hurt me. Should start picking every death you have, yeah. That'll help me improve. See, and I say this for Touhou, but like generally across the board, it's not that people giving advice is inherently bad, but it's you know, bad how you do it at times. But I always like just casual people, you know, people who just sit there and talk, enjoy watching the experience. Oops. It's the big water plates, exactly. Hey, I took water plate briefly, like last run, and then I got rid of it. Remember, the best way to kill a game, and I like trying to try my hardest. I like hard difficulties. I mean, obviously, I play like most games on like hard difficulty you can, or one of the hardest. I freaking grind LNN. But where was I going? Damn it! I had the line, and then I started to build it up, and then I forgot what the build it was. Well, try it hard too, as long as it has the difficulty option, right? Because 1 didn't have a difficulty option, 2 did, sort of, like asterisk, had a difficulty option, in quotes. If try does, I will. As long as it's not some bullshit of, like, some games, like if it's a difference of, I don't think it's gonna be like this, but, like, if it ends up being, like, an FFW situation with, like, the hard and then, like, lunatic mode, and I just play hard instead of, like, lunatic, it's questionable balance. Yeah, even then, maybe I'd play lunatic, just because how that game style is. It's up my alley. That's one of those few games I could sit down and grind out, like, the really painful difficulty. If it exists. I doubt it. I assume he's probably gonna do it, like, Labby 2. And have a hard mode, in quotes, which is kind of a hard mode, but not really. That's basically coding about some stuff he did 4 years ago, wondering if he should change it. He has been working on this game for a while, so I assume he's made a lot of decisions towards this whiles ago. I think one of the big differences that's getting me tripped up on this spell off. I should have had that. That's getting me tripped up on this spell is I'm playing a little too vertical. You want to play spell 1, you really want to play vertical on, but spell 2, it's not as important. I think it's usually better to be low. Not all the time, but like usually. I can't wait to see whatever bullshit boss designs Riteso's also cooked up. I can't wait to see him pull out the 3 orbs again, or whatever bullshit he's gonna do now. The boss that randomly, like, swaps your front line to back line around positions completely randomly. That's not gonna hit me, right? Yeah. The first half of the stage is very nice. It is a bit tedious though, because like you want to get to the second half where like the real bulk is. I always die on that exact one. The development cycle. I mean, it's going to be, right? Assuming he also does a plus disc at some point, right? So even when it releases it next week, there's still going to be more development, so still into it. The best. I mean, it's the same thing in Labby 1. She's the same thing. She opens with Flawless Nirvana, which is AoE Massive Death. And she'll almost always act before everyone else unless you make someone like turbo fast. But you don't have like Aya passive to like immediately give you a turn at the beginning of battle, so you can't like cheese your way around it. I gotta just bulk your way through it. They'll make it in the Bacchus of Life. I would love it, but I feel like we're gonna have to keep dreaming for that one. Wait, dreaming? Dormies, I believe, is in the game? Oh my goodness. It's confirmed. We're going to the Bacchus. So what are the odds if it releases and there's just some like brutal early game bug that just like completely breaks a character for the better or for the worse? I fucking hate these three kunai. I know it's not an early game bug, but like, you know, Labby 2 still has the effect of, oh, Reimu's ability that gives paralysis to her attacks also applies to her seal. You know, I can't wait for something like that to exist and just completely make a character like dog shit. Flying out all team. If, assuming you're including the 3 Baccas that you said with that, who's the 4th? You know, party size is 4, who's the 4th of the, question team? Fuck. I always hate creating here with Homie. You see your Cloud Beast. Is Cloud Beast been confirmed or not? Because, like, Kakadia's in, right? Because I don't know if all the new characters are revealed, but I know like a good amount of the new characters were revealed in like some like the early pictures. I feel like I remember Clown Piece there, but I also don't know that for fact. I also could be pulling that out of my boot. Uh, 11. Here's something for you though. Reimu's gonna be in the game, so sorry to spoil that. You want to make cards? I know, I did glance through the list. I did look through it, but I was at work when I thought about it, so I didn't spend too much time on it. I'm sorry. Although I do have to. Oops.
Oh, come on, right at the very end.
Like, I understand it, but I also have to raise some eyebrows at the luck. fucking Chaos Emerald Mine. I assume I know what they do. Like, because I know I've heard you talk about these mechanics before, and your ranges. But I'm pretty sure I can guess off the top of my head I know exactly what they do. Like, just rain through Clover. Yeah, I know you've mentioned that one. Does Chaos just expand the range? Make the ranges bigger? Yeah, I couldn't kill her time. The approach it went in a really bad direction. Yeah, up and down. How does that work, though, when the range is 1 to 2? Right, because you have that one card that says, you know, deal 10 damage 1 to 2 times. How does it work with that? Does it go to, like, 0 to 3? Because that'd be pretty funny. It would not be good, but it'd be really funny. Yeah, it would be. I should stop doing all these dodges as well. Unfocus. Zephyrus. Oh yeah, you gotta make Zephyrus. The Grace Heart's still good. It's pretty easy to program. Setting the cards still out of negative values or not. Base. Hell is that? Okay, so here's how Zephyrus works, Game Butcher. Although this is Hearthstone, so you know, different type of game. So what he does is he theoretically reads the board state and the game state, and offers you 3 cards, randomly 3 cards. You know, think of it like one of those, you know, what's in the box cards. He offers you the choice of 1 of 3 cards, depending on what the game reads for the board state is optimal for you. Okay, there's a decent list of cards, not a huge list, but there's a decent list of cards that he can pull from. Okay, he can't pull everything, but he can pull from like a decent list of cards. And so what'll happen is, okay, if one of the cards gives the option of, like, lethal... Why? I hate that, how sometimes that just happens. Always give you an help in the situation. You're not necessarily. He reads the board state and is usually good, but isn't always perfect. Yeah, so, like, what he'll do is he'll say, hey, you know, you have 5 mana this turn, because, like, each turn you get an additional mana in that game. Oh, you have 5 mana this turn. Here's a 6 mana card, maybe, for next turn. Oh, you only have 2 mana left on your turn. Here's a 2 mana card. You know, 2 mana card might pop up to let you fill out your card. Oh, you have very few cards in hand. Here's a card draw card, right? Stuff like this. Oh, the opponent has a bunch of weak monsters. Here's a cheap, like, AoE board clear. Oh, the opponent has a lot of big things. Here's an expensive AoE, like, clear. Oh, the opponent has one scary enemy. Here's this thing that destroys a unit of, like, a certain attack value or greater. Oh, you have a bunch of small creatures on board, and with, like, Bloodlust, it'll get lethal. It'll give you Bloodlust, which is, like, +3. All characters get +3 damage for just this turn. Get lethal off of that. He does a bunch of things like that. He reads the board. He has, like, a bunch of different things in the board state. I did the thing again. The Hearthstone devs have said that is far and away the hardest card they ever programmed in the game. Because there's a lot going on there. Now, what I should do is, what I'm going to do is this. He'll hate to see it, but... It's also interesting because if you know how Zephyrus works, you can try to like rig your deck and, or like if you know how he like tends to look for certain cards, you can be like, oh, I really want this card here. Let me play a bunch of cards first, which will like imply him to give you something for next turn, which was like this specific mana cost. Specifically want him to give me his Sarah. Let me make sure I play a bunch of cards. Make sure I empty my hand out. Just make sure the card generates are always playable with your current mana. No, that's not actually true. If you have like 8 mana crystals, you only have 2 mana left, and you play Zephyrus, he'll often give you like a 9 mana card, understanding that like at the start of next turn you're gonna have 9 mana. So he'll like give you something to play for. He can give you something to play for that. He'll often give you a 0 mana card in that situation and a 9 mana card, like the option of either or. There's a lot of things he does look at. If you play him on turn 2, he'll like always give you a Wild Growth turn 3 card, or 3 mana card to play then. Zephyrus is a really cool card. The problem is implementing a card like that in literally any game where you could do that is extraordinarily complex. Again, and that's the other thing about Zephyrus. Zephyrus is a card that's been out for, I don't know, 8 to 10 years probably at this point, something like that. And Hearthstone's still going, and it's still like the most complicated card they've ever designed. My R button still isn't working, by the way. Just trying to play a card like that first. Yeah, well, that's kind of that's one of the things about Hearthstone. And one of the reasons they've commented that they made it, because it's a type of card that can only exist in like a digital card game. Right. Hearthstone also has a number of discover effects, which are, you know, can be similar to the what's in the box cards from Lost Branch, you know, to choose like 3 random. But like that type of thing can only exist really in a digital card game. Like unless the caveat is it's 1 of 3 random cards from your deck, but like if it's just 1 of 3 random cards. Lots of play 5 random cards of Lost Branch. Ooh, that is interesting. It probably... Ooh, it'd be really fun. So, Game Glitcher, another Hearthstone type card is Yogg Saron. So how the original Yogg plays is for every spell you've cast this game, when you play Yogg, for every spell you've cast previously this game, cast a completely random spell. A completely random one. So if you play 10 spells the entire match, cast 10 completely random spells. Can be terrible. You can have a board that can completely wipe your board, but it can also completely turn games around. It's fascinating. But in that situation, it's completely... The targeting is also completely random. Because like, a lot of things are, like, deal like, you know, say there's a card that just says deal 5 damage to a target. It can hit anything. It can hit your own units, it can hit enemy units, it can hit anything. Then there was a Puzzle Box with Yogg-Saron, a mage card that was added. Cast 5 random spells. Just completely random spells. Actually, no, that one I think is cast 10 random spells. There's a few different versions of those. There's the Prison of Yogg-Saron. There's Location, where you select a target, and then you cast 4 spells, and if they're targeted spells, they will target the unit that you target with it. But otherwise, it's an AoE effect, and it'll just affect everything. Son of a beach! I'm struggling. Yeah, well, there's a lot of just randomness that you can do in Hearthstone in a digital card game that you just can't do in a real one, you know, in paper. A lot of the Yogg cards are pretty expensive, and usually not that good, theoretically, but they tend to be really fun. Just a card that just says cast a bunch of random spells. I mean, a good way to, like, look at it, I guess the best way to probably do it, theoretically, in, like, Lost Branches, like, Breaking Boundaries. But instead of just discovering 3 cards when you pick one, it just discovers 1 card and then plays that card. And then does that effect, like, 5 times or something. I guess it's theoretically, like, the best way you could implement that type of thing. You have it just select one of 5 random cards, and then boom. I think it would be better. I think it would be, like, really good. Better in something like Lost Branch than in Hearthstone, because of the fact that you can't really target yourself. So it makes the randomness a bit better. Well, no, this is why I said 11. You make the generation similar to Breaking Boundaries, but it's just 1 card, so you're not actually, like, choosing anything. Instead of, like, oh, choose 1 of 3, it literally is just picking 1 card. Like, that's how you do, like, the generation effect. You do the Breaking Boundaries card generation, where it just picks something completely randomly, but it only, like, lets 1 card be selected, and then it automatically plays that card. And then it repeats the effect, like, 5 times or something. Of course, like I said, in something like Lost Branch, it's definitely better. Over at the meta-scaling cards? Why? That's the whole purpose. That's literally the whole purpose. Get 30p in 1 turn. I mean, 30p... First of all, you're not getting 30p in 1 turn. Second of all, if you're getting 30p in 1 turn, it's probably bad for you. Second of all, that's the whole purpose of this, is you can hit, like, anything. Like, obviously you probably want it so it doesn't hit, like, tool cards. Right? Like, the whole thing is it can hit, like, anything. You'd have to make it, like, expensive. You have to make it play 5 cards, card exile? Yeah, I mean, probably. Like, again, like I said, in something like Lost Branch, it's probably already super, like, stronger than something like in Hearthstone, for sure. But, like, the whole purpose is random. You don't say random and then get rid of every card that's not random. Like, there are limitations. Like, you can definitely make limitations to some of these things. Like, one of the cards there's a mage card that has cast 5 random spells that cost at least 5 or more. Or it's, like, greater than 5 or more. Yeah, that's also true. In Hearthstone, basically every card has an exile per se, because you can't get... There's no discard. Every card that you play just goes away. So yeah, but you just give the card exile. Also, let's make sure this is pointed out, Game Glitcher. The purpose of this card is not to be a balanced card. It's not, like, the whole purpose of a pure random card that just plays a bunch of spells randomly is not to be perfectly balanced. you're gonna get a situation where you pull Event Horizon and then die. That is absolutely the nature of this card. And that's the purpose, is that you can hit things like this. You can hit high rolls and low rolls. That's the point of like a card that just says casts like a bunch of random spells. Yeah. And like, here's the thing: how many fucking cards give you like P or like money or life gain anyway? If you're pulling completely random, you know, say 5 cards. You know, the card itself probably has to be like 5 mana. Because consider that, there's the Dark Grimoire card, right? Which gives you, like, 3 cards. They're all like, 3 to 4 cards, depending on, like, upgrade or not. They're all free. You lose, like, 3 life, and it's 3 mana. So, like, 5 mana, play 5 random cards. Completely random. Is probably, like, along the lines of what to do. Like, card exile, of course. But to be fair, also for, like, infinite looping purposes, Game Glitcher, like, you can theoretically do infinite farming with breaking boundaries anyway, right? I get a range of cards, say 3 to 5. To be fair, if you want to really get, like, Yogg Saron was, because, again, the original Yogg was a creature. And upon being played, he had the effect of cast a random spell for each spell you've cast this game. Do something where it's like 5 mana for each card you played this turn or something. Play a random card, although that'd probably be a bit more sketchy because it'd be a lot worse early game. Like, obviously the card is like super good early game. Usually. I should sit down to farm the Fire for Final bit. This is the thing I need to farm the most. Matter's one of the only cards that do completely random. Yeah, well, there are very few cards that can hit, like, super broad pools. Although, to be fair, most cards that could, like, select one of something have a way to farm infinite of something, theoretically, on certain fights, right? Like, there's the Meditation card, right? The Ranshima card, you know, the Ranshima rare. You can pull, like, depending on who you are, you can pull... Like, if you're Reimu and you get that card, right, you can pull infinite uncommons that give you descaling or something. Theoretically, if you really want. But, yeah, like, the situation has to be, like, be perfect for it. Yeah, there's the Mercy Yell that gets completely random outside of the Mercy pool. Yep. Isn't there also the yellow, Chirno card that pulls teammates that can hit any teammate? No, is that true? I feel like there's a card like that pulls, like, any random, like pulls random colors. But that might be the same. Saki ability adds completely random. Yes. There's the Koishi Butterfly Dream, right? That says, completely random on it. Conference can always call Clown Piece. Yeah, but that's not like necessarily truly random, because it says it'll always pull one of the Fairies of Light, which is, you know, the 3 Fairies of Light and Clown Piece. It'll always pull one of them. Spells Fairy of Light, which accounts as Clown Piece. Game Glitcher on his way to send a very angry letter to the Lost Branch Dev.
She's not actually a Fairy of Light. This is unplayable. I cannot play this card. This card, they clearly didn't read into the lore. This is unplayable.
hitbox moment. Although, to be fair, hitting Clown isn't as good necessarily like playing Clown, because you don't get the mana back. The green rainbow back on being played. Ooh, that was better. Jadicon has everyone's actually 50% chance to hit different targets. So true. One of the greatest cards of all time. There's a very stupid card in Hearthstone. It's a really bad card, but like it's a funny card when it like appears randomly. That just says anything that has that target, as long as this card is on the board, anything that targets something has a 50% chance to target something else randomly. And something like Hearthstone, this is crazy because it can hit other minions, it can hit its like own partners, it can hit you, it can hit anything that the opponent has. It's kind of a baffling effect. Foxy, 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 Foxy. Okay, I know they say don't stick it in crazy, but would you, like... Like, well, look at this fox. Like, would you? At what point do I sit down and learn these nons? Did you Sukazu with the rod photo taped on your face? I love that one. You know, hold on, I have a question about this first, before I look at it. I don't think I'm gonna, like, super learn this out. When does she first move? The answer is she doesn't move at all until the cycle. Okay, so that's not an issue. It will be static. This theme is such a banger. Because by the time she moves, she's already basically dead. I think that's the case with, like, all the nons. I think that non's like the easiest in terms of like just straight up. Like if you're not... Fuck, you can't get too close. It's harder to move out than it is to move back. I spent too much time. Focus mode. cards, but no names. Dude, you just come up with names. Like, find some way to attribute them to, like, fucking Touhou cards. Do something rabbit-based for some of the luck cards, okay? Like, one of the luck cards, like, cards that gives you a bunch of luck or completely random, make it Tay-based. Luck card Tenchi related, that's also a decent one. There's a card that just, like, generates chaos, just call it, like, a Monojaku Playground or something. Careful with luck? What the fuck do you mean you gotta be careful with luck? With naming it? This is gonna be annoying to, like, get a super good route for. That wasn't necessarily the proper route, but we do what we do. Yeah, I'm still in the learning stages for some of these decks. One instant makes everything else in the mod insane. Do what you fucking want to do. Yeah, I'm not the one making the fucking shit. What are these last few spells again? This ring of people do truly be rainbow now, doesn't it? It's a cool survival. It's a relatively tame one, but it's a cool survival. Oh, I hate the double wave. I think the line on this is always consistent. I think it's like right about here. This is also one where you just kind of got. This is another learn the route for it. I think it's this gap. I think it's always consistent, though. Also, I think it does get denser as time goes on. I actually don't know that for a fact. My instinct is that it does, but I actually don't know if that's true. Jake, stock market advice from Kaimata. I mean, you probably, right? Like, if she's the goddess of marketplaces. See if I can remember this. This attack I'm gonna have to start practicing a lot more consistently to make sure I'm on the right line. Yep.
What? What bullet hit me?
I walked into the right bullet. Okay. I really like the final. Oop! It's Joker. It's time over. Kaimata over. Hey, there we go. There's a count.
67 seconds? No way, bro. Hit with that 6-7.
Also, man, this attack is long with Reimu, by the way. Holy moly.
Nice, 2 in a row.
Now, maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday, I'll try to route out those nons. The nons and the penultimate. So those are the last, like, things I need to learn. Oops. So, you know how they added that that Daisei card, right? That new Daisei, like, snow cone, like, card? Okay, card pack card. In the game. Effectively, that's in a card pack, which is enable or disableable. It's basically a way to kind of add cards into to add cards, or, like, you know, add the option to use a certain set of cards without like being like character specific. Like it's or like without being tied to a new character. So you enable a card pack, which adds a bunch of cards into the game. It's just a certain like number of cards. Card pack, so again, not necessarily tied to a new character. It's just some cards that you can enable or disable just via the card pack. You'd activate the whole pack. An example where there's like 5 different like card packs, you'll say they're mods or like even not even mods because like the die say one is technically in a card pack. You can like choose to have like some enabled or some disabled for like runs. Turn them on and off kind of at a win in the game. Not the best yin-yang killing I've ever seen. Yeah. Rare neutral pool, yeah, he's just making a billion neutrals to flood the pool.
I want to make the cool flashy card.
Game Glitcher on his way to make one absolute gem of a card in the middle of a pool of Danmaku poop. Okay, I probably won't go the full 2 hours for Touhou. I'll probably go another like 30 minutes or so, like 20, 30 minutes. But it's a Friday, it's late. I can feel my eyes start to waver. Plus you're playing too much. That's dedication right there. But also got a blister controller player. SMH my head. Oop! Yeah, I did the thing. You know what I didn't do? I didn't do any bulk Misumaro, because I did final bit, but I didn't do any bulk. No, that's wrong. I did do bulk Misumaro. What am I talking about? Let's go die to Mickey. Actually, you know what I should do first? I'm gonna go get some water. Be back. No, don't worry. I'll go die to Mickey a little bit to make you happy. Also, it's not an entire day. It's not even been an hour and a half. Dude, just think of only breaking batteries and 3 gods. The dream.
My dream is a deck of, what, like, Fantasy Steel Worn, or whatever it's called nowadays. Like, just that card, and then 2 copies of... Fuck, I can't think of the name of the card. Clean Energy. You beat the cards, uh-oh. I can't wait for like... I can't wait for Game Glitcher to, like, read somebody say, yo, this is kind of, like, mid. And then be like, this card back is terrible. I have to scrap everything. It's over for me. You can get, like, 1 bit of criticism about it, and then give up on life entirely. Someone's gonna say, I don't like the card pack, and then Game Glitcher's gonna be like... Honestly, what I want is just the mod pack to just add like the cast 5 red card. Just that card. I just want to play that just sounds like such a fun card. The day of the Oops event horizon is the dream. Make it common. No, don't make it, you don't have to make it common. Make it a 5 mana, like 3 fucking color rare for all. Oh, don't walk into the bullet. 3 color rare or something. Make it a neutral mana rare. 3 neutral mana rare card. Or 3 colorless mana rare. That part's a joke. Make it like a 2/3 mana rare card. Make it a rainbow. Make it a rainbow. Make it cost 1 of each. Do you have a card that manipulates your exhibits? That sounds like we're aiming into very questionable territory. A very dangerous territory. You never see it nonsense. You just take Mallet on the first boss, and then you get the Junko event, and then suddenly you can see it. Is it a random exhibit, or do you choose? Better be random exhibit. Random, okay. Is it one of those one-time cards, or is it an exile effect that you can cast multiple battles in a row? Yeah, 11. Why would you play with a card that isn't a slot machine when you can play with a slot machine and watch the number go burr? And then be upset when you low roll and act like it's the greatest thing ever when you high roll. Just go to Las Vegas, start gambling, and have fun then. Why go to Vegas when every fucking modern thing nowadays is just gambling on your phone? Wait, that's just gacha games. Red, you're breeding your cards? How the fuck do you do that? Truly an inbred card. That angle. Yeah. Open. Yeah. Well, the problem is if you can theoretically cat, especially multiple times per battle, like the way you play with that exhibit, right? Is you just like keep using it or that card. You just keep using it until you get, you know, tactical conductor, leaky ladle, something like that, and then you just never play the card again, right? Like, it's one of those cards where you just kind of keep, like, using it. Who cares about the downside? Especially when a lot of exhibits only, like, apply a one-time effect. You don't, like, lose any effects when you lose them. Are related, not exhibit related. Yeah, that's because if... Like, here's the thing. I am all for having an exhibit, like, swap. Like, I'm perfectly fine with having an exhibit swapping card in, like, a mod pack like this. Like, a chaotic mod pack, just for the fun of it. Well, like, a card like this on the surface is, like, the most broken thing you could possibly make a card. Like, one of the most broken things you could make a card do. Right? Like, even with Exile, it's theoretically, like, in the running for being the most insane card you could possibly, like, make. And, like I said, I'm all for having something like that, like an RNG, like, just luck-based path. But again, because, like, A, a lot of exhibits provide one-time value on pickup, so they're fine to lose. And second, because you just roll till you get the exhibit you want, right? That one exhibit that kind of just, like, breaks open your run. Like, said, tactical conductor, leaky ladle, some bullshit. And then you just kind of, like, move on. Ow. Exhibitionism, can't believe it. Yeah, I like that exhibit. I mean, I still use that exhibit mod, actually, today. Honestly, I think the biggest benefit from that exhibit mod is just simply increasing my options when I'm doing swap starting item runs. Of technically helping my odds of hitting off colors. Because otherwise it takes so long. It could take so long to hit off colors. But I do like the broad design too. And before I win a run using one of the mod exhibits, and the game glitcher goes, it's modded run, broken game. GG, too easy. I can't wait for Labby trying to come out and just try to, like, take some absolutely random characters and be like, how do I make this character work, even if it's not a good idea? My favorite card boat games. One of my favorite card boat games. It's just taking some random mechanic that I like, even if it's bad, try to make it work. Nothing is broken, nothing is broken. True. My homing! No, my homing! Yeah, I can't wait for Try to have some just absolutely brutal bug, like bug that's gonna like affect the early game upon release. Where's my game crash, game breaking bug? Hey, you think I'll remember to time down to Tonic? Ditto! %, chance to skip your next turn, or 50% to take another turn after yours for 0 mana when you play it. Sounds like a fun card. Sounds like a recipe for a good time, not a long time. I mean, a decent idea, though, Game Glitcher 2, is to, like, split them up, right? Split them up into, like, a few different packs as well. You could always do that. Like, if you have a bunch of, like, base cards in, like, one pool, and then have, like, a few, like, other expansions on top of that. Don't greed out the third wave. I greeted out the third wave. A couple copies. Yeah, but that's a lot of cards in the game, right? Like, there's a lot of things in Lost Branch that are like, yo, this is actually, like you can do some insane stuff with it if you have, you know, insert 5 copies of some, like, specific thing. Yeah, but that is a lot of work. I mean, how much work is it to, like, just split them up into, like, different packs? Oh, I can get the Sutra, which affects my bombs. Huge. And decreases my active cooldowns. Oh my gosh, that's insane. 20 plus tokens for 1 card. I mean, you're the one doing it to yourself. I don't know why you're saying thanks, mate. Wait, you're saying thanks, mate. What are you, Australian? Say it ain't so. Yeah, you ain't disqualified in LNN. Probably depends on who you ask, but probably not. I think some people would look at it with a bit of a question mark. He's like, why would you do that? But at the same point, like, there's not necessarily... That was really fast movement by me. That was kind of foolish rule to cook. It would technically not count as a no-card run, per se, but... Yeah, it's also a card that doesn't do anything in that situation, so... Ooh. To my standards, I'd say no, and that's what's important to me. It wouldn't disqualify, but I also don't care enough to take it in that situation. Maybe once in a while is a funny thing, but that'd be it. Insanely strong. Hey, I've fallen in love with Inflation Square as of late. Oh, I hate that. That non is brutal, I tell you. Absolutely brutal, disgusting mid-non. everyone's favorite part of the game. Wee, wee, wee. I love just garbage. Yippee. Oh, almost forgot the ending. Hey! What is this, third run to Sanyo? Third or fourth? No, I think this is third run to Sanyo. Pretty cool. The Gain RNG mana card, fake jewelry. Ah, bad line. I probably need to have gone several blocks over to the left. Oop, double. Okay, good enough. Tie PB. Oh, we got some good practice in, especially on that Misumaru final and on Kaimata.